Good morning, my YouTube viewers. It's Crystal here. Basically, this video, I'm going to be talking about Module 2 of the course Probability and Combinatorics. Basically, what happened was a few years ago, I took the course through Allison, but I didn't do very well on the exam, and so I just set it aside. But then I decided to go ahead and redo the course to see if I can improve my score on the exam. And then in addition to that, what I'm doing is I'm taking the coursework and I'm converting it to Python, and then I'm also converting it to Excel. So this particular video is I'm taking Module 2 of the course Probability and Combinatorics, and I've converted it to Python. So the first question that we have, or the first piece of work that we had, was you choose two fruits from 4. So the formula is NCR, and it gives you equals n factorial divided by r factorial times n minus 4, or really it would be n minus r factorial. So let's just change that. And then it says to find the total number of items n and the total number to choose r. So n is 4, that's the total number of fruits, and r is 2, that's the total number of fruits to choose from. And it says calculate the total number of combinations. So the first thing you're going to do whenever you write the program is you're going to import Python's inbuilt module math. And so combinations equals math.com brackets n comma r. And this uses the math.com function. And then we're going to print the result, and the result is 6. So now what we're going to do is we're going to find the value of SC2. So you want to, 5C2. So you want to import Python's inbuilt module math. And so n equals 5, which is your total items, and r equals 2, which is the items to choose from. And then so combinations equals math.com n comma r. And so basically you print the result, and the result is 2. The next question we have is select 4 students from a group of 7 to represent the math team. So you want to import Python's inbuilt module math, and then you want to define the total number of students and the number to select from. So n equals 7 is your total number of students, and r equals 4 is your students to choose from. And then we calculate the combinations. So combinations equals math.com brackets n comma r, and the result is 35. So you have how many combinations can be made when you select 2 fruits from 4, and this is exactly the same question that we did a few questions ago, and basically this was an assessment question, because at the end of the module they gave you an assessment and they asked the question. And so you're going to import math, which is Python's inbuilt module. N equals 4, r equals 2. So n is your total fruits, and r is the fruits to choose from. And then the combinations equals math.com brackets n comma r, and the result is 6. So now we have a question that has a little bit more meat in it. So it says, let me just say, so So I just wanted to add that because that wasn't in there the first time. But a florist has a bucket of tulips containing a total of 12 flowers. 4 tulips are red, 5 tulips are yellow, and 3 tulips are white. And then so it gives you 4 questions. How many choices of 3 tulips bouquets can be made from these flowers? B is how many of the 3 tulip bouquets will contain 1 tulip of each color? Number C, how many of the 3 tulip bouquets will contain 3 flowers of the same color? And D, the probability of all of the same color or 1 of each color. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to import Python's inbuilt function math. And then what we do is we say red tulips equals 4, yellow tulips equals 5, white tulips equals 3. So we calculate the total number of tulips. So total tulips equals red tulips plus yellow tulips plus white tulips, and that's 12. And then so the total number of combinations to choose 3 tulips out of the 12 tulips. So total combinations equals math.com total tulips, 3, and so that's going to give you 220 different combinations. And then you say the case 1 is bouquet with all the same color. So same color equals math.com brackets red tulips, 3 plus math.com brackets yellow tulips, 3 plus math.com brackets white tulips, 3. And then so you say bouquet with all the same color is 15. And then so case number 3 is the bouquets with 1 tulip of each color. So 1 of each color equals math.com red tulips, 1 times math.com yellow tulips, 1 times math.com white tulips, 1. And so that gives you an answer of 60. And now you have the total favorite outcomes, all the same color or 1 of each color. So favorable outcomes equals same color plus 1 of each color. So that's 75. And then you have a probability. So you calculate your probability. Probability equals favorable outcomes over total combinations. So that's going to be 75 divided by 220. And so that's going to give you 34%. Or it's going to be, I think, like 15 over 44. But the way Python does it is it does it as a percentage. So we have another question. Evaluate 6C4. So we're going to import Python's inbuilt module math. And so we're going to define the total number of items and the number to choose from. So N is your total number of items, and that's 6. And R is the total number to choose from, and that's 4. So combinations equals math.com brackets N, R, and the total combinations is 15. So we have another question. Given a set of 7 elements, A, how many subsets of 1 element are there? B, how many subsets of 3 elements are there? C, how many subsets of 5 elements are there? And D, how many subsets are there altogether? So in order to answer those questions, the first thing that we want to do is we want to import the Python's inbuilt module math. So the total number of subsets is 7. So that means N equals 7. So subsets with 1 element is subsets 1 element equals math.com brackets N, 1, and that gives you 7. Subsets with 3 elements, that subsets 3 elements equals math.com N, comma 3, and so that's 35. And then subsets with 5 elements. Subset 5 elements equals math.com n comma 5, and that's 21. And total number of subsets, so subsets with, it's really subsets with 7 elements. Subset 7 elements equals math.com n comma 7, and that's 1. So that's how you answer that question. So we have another question, the number of combinations from the word planet. So you want to import the Python's inbuilt module math. So we define the total number of letters in the word planet equals 6, so n equals 6. Define the number of letters to choose, and so we're just going to select 2 letters at a time, so n equals 2. And we're going to calculate the number of combinations. So combinations equals math.com n comma r, and that's 15. So the last question we have is how many combinations of 3 people can be formed from a group of 8 volunteers for the committee. So the first thing you want to do is you want to import Python's inbuilt function math. So we're going to define the total number of volunteers. So that's n equals 8. And then you want to define the committee size. That's r equals 3. So you calculate combinations. Committees equals math.com n comma r. And the answer is 56. And so that is the last question for the coursework in Module 2 of Probability and Combinatorics. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching my video. And the next video is we're going to be covering the coursework for Module 2 in Excel. So you have a choice to do the questions in either Python or Excel. So thank you very much for watching my video again, and I will be communicating with you shortly.